covered by Dafa News for the Test of Champions. I have Sanchit, Yathar, Vanata and Afzal over here. And I don't know, 4 दिन से same चीज बोल के मेरे tongue twister हो रहा है, and Sanika as well.
मैं किधर गई?
I don't know. So anyway, we have some good news. Sanchit, would you like to start off?
Yes.
What's the weather update?
So we know that ki Dinesh Karthik is our official weatherman on social media. So he has just tweeted that it is looking much better than what it was yesterday. So no rain all day is said to be predicted, but it is said to be cloudy for the entire day. So it's good signs for all the fans who were awaiting cricket. But the threat of bad light always remains because because England में bad light का problem होता है. तो I think we can play on till 11:30 PM in Indian time. But अगर bad light नहीं रहा तो it's good. But that threat always remains.
I was just about to mention, as you said, na कि आज weather अच्छा है, बारिश नहीं है, but then it's clouded. तो Yathar, bad light will again come into play. Let's hope not. But then कितने overs expected है आज according to you?
I think even ICC, through some reports, Cricket Council, even we got report that we can expect 80 to 90 overs of play. But if we need to compensate the days we missed. 2 days were completely washed out. So if the bad light permits, we can continue maybe to 98 over. But I hope we at least get to see the play of 80 to 90 over. That's more than sufficient.
Yeah, honestly, I'll be happy अगर एक और भी डाल दे. We'll have a lot to discuss.
इसने ऐसे बॉल डाला था, इसने वहाँ से डाला.
ऐसा टप्पा इतना उड़ा था. We are running out of points to discuss since last 2 days. Afzal, you're here for the first time. So I would like to know it from you before I go to Vanata. So Afzal, tell me, कल का डे पूरा बारिश से चला गया and is like, are you expecting a draw? क्योंकि काफी मुश्किल है 20 के 20 विकेट्स जाना, 28 विकेट्स जाना in the remaining 2 days. So are we guys staring at an inevitable draw?
So first of all, तो जो बारिश की बात हो रही है उसमें हमें एक और चीज ध्यान रखनी होगी कि आउटफील्ड ने कल पूरे दिन बारिश का पानी सहा है, तो आउटफील्ड इतनी सॉगी हो गई होंगी और आज जैसे धूप प्रेडिक्टेड नहीं है तो उसके बाद क्या प्ले टाइम पे शुरू हो पाएगा, ये सबसे बड़ा क्वेश्चन होगा. क्योंकि गीले आउटफील्ड में आप सुपर सॉपर चलाना भी उतना ही मुश्किल हो जाता है आपके लिए और प्लेयर्स की इंजरी का खतरा बढ़ जाता है, जो कोई भी प्लेयर या कोई भी टीम नहीं चाहेंगी कि उनके प्लेयर्स इंजर हो. तो प्लेयर सेफ्टी सबसे बड़ा इशू, इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट बन जाता है. और मुझे नहीं लगता कि अभी रिजल्ट को रूल आउट कर देना एक अच्छी चीज होगी, क्योंकि आपके पास न्यूजीलैंड है जो शायद एक ही इनिंग बैटिंग करे और रिजल्ट फोर्स कर जाए. सो एट दिस पॉइंट मुझे लगता है कि इंडिया का विन प्रोबेबली आउट ऑफ द इक्वेशन जा चुका है, लेकिन न्यूजीलैंड का विन अभी भी इक्वेशन में है. अगर आप क्लियरली देखेंगे कि अगर वो एक ही टाइम बैटिंग करते हैं, अच्छा स्कोर खड़ा करते हैं और 10 विकेट लेने की क्षमता है उनके बॉलिंग अटैक के पास, लेकिन अभी भी ड्रॉ को द सोल विनर घोषित करना बहुत गलत होगा.
Okay. So you think win, मतलब a result can be expected, but India का जीतना from this stage, considering जो situation में है, it's kind of difficult. Is that what you're saying, Afzal?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, interesting. Vanata, do you agree with that, or do you have some different opinions?
बट मेरे को लगता है कि इंडिया के भी जीतने के चांसेस पूरे रूल आउट नहीं हो गए हैं. आई मीन इफ यू सी, अगर हम बॉलिंग करते हैं एज एन ऑप्टिमिस्टिक फैन, आज का दिन हमारे लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होगा. इट्स गोइंग टू बी वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, स्पेशली द फर्स्ट सेशन. अगर हम अच्छी बॉलिंग करते हैं एंड वी टेक कपल ऑफ विकेट्स, गुड विकेट्स, और उनको ज्यादा लीड नहीं देने देते, मतलब जितनी लीड बढ़ेगी उतना हमारे लिए दिक्कत है. अगर लीड कम है और अगर 217 के पहले ऑल आउट हो जाते हैं तो बहुत अच्छी बात है, ठीक है. देन वी कैन गो एंड बैट and then give them a good target. But अगर लीड अगर 50, 40, 50, 60 रन्स की है तो we can easily do that. But उसके लिए अगेन हमें aggressive बैटिंग करना पड़ेगा. तो अगेन we cannot rule out that इंडिया नहीं जीत सकती, बहुत दुख होता है. But हाँ, let's hope for the best. Let's see, get to see some good cricket today.
Absolutely, let's hope for the best. Somewhere I have a feeling कि न्यूजीलैंड की बैटिंग कोलैप्स हो सकती है, but yesterday Gurpreet also mentioned कि स्ट्रोक प्लेयर्स नहीं है तो कोलैप्स होना मुश्किल रहता है. But still,
there is a comment on Facebook by Abhijit, जो अभी वीडियो में नहीं है बट कमेंट में हम लोग हेल्प कर रहे हैं. Only Dinesh Karthik and Bharat Army have kept us entertained on the field during rain.
Absolutely. So Abhijit is, by the way, the KKR fan, right? Who was here all the time. I know all you guys as individual IPL fans कि कौन किसके सपोर्टर्स है वैसे. But then I feel मतलब भारत आर्मी ने बहुत entertain किया है, be it constant वो breakfast with भारत आर्मी हो. See how I'm plugging in our own content in our own show. But I enjoyed even the गरबा वाला वीडियो जो कल play किया था उन्होंने. And anyway, there's an interesting comment over here by Rajneesh Singh mentioning that out New Zealand under 200 definitely. India has chance to win. Sanchit, you agree with that?
I think objectively अगर देखा जाए तो as Afzal said, India का win it's looking very unlikely because for us to win we have to take 18 wickets in this match. While for New Zealand, if you think of it this way, if suppose they bat out the entire day, if we get full 98 overs, and if they bat out the entire day and they have a lead of 130 or 140 in their place, then they only have to think about getting the 10 wickets as soon as possible. So that is one way New Zealand can have a an outside chance of maybe winning it by just taking 10 wickets. So I think India ka win at this stage, it's really looking bleak. But a collapse can be actually very helpful for us. But still, I think 217 runs, they are just 116 runs behind. So if we could have a session of like what happened in Adelaide, जो 36 all out हुआ था हमारे साथ, if we could have a similar session in the first session, I think the weather is going to be cloudy the entire day. And there was one comment which mentioned that the bowling pitch is in covers for almost 2 days, so the pitch will be moist and cold, so that will benefit our bowlers as well. So New Zealand will be under pressure heavily in the first session itself. So we know how much of a threat Ross Taylor and Kane Williamson is. And don't forget, even Henry Nicholls has proved out to be a good middle order batsman for New Zealand in the last 2 years. So the first hour of the play will be deciding the game from India's perspective. So we need to take wickets very quickly. So my pick would be just with Bumrah. He has to be our main man to get Williamson. I think he has a good record against Williamson also. I think as far as I know, Bumrah has taken Williamson out 2 times, only giving away 33 runs. So that battle will be exciting in the first hour.
Totally agree. In fact, एक और चीज हमें notice करनी चाहिए कि अभी pressure New Zealand पे, because from this stage India might, ideally is going at a draw, so there's no pressure कि अरे तुम जीत सकते हो तो जीत लो. But when it comes to New Zealand, they actually have in a situation, in a position कि they might actually get a chance to win this or draw it. So anyway, there's an interesting comment over here by Sanjay Bakka mentioning we just have 196 overs left of this ultimate test. Sanchit, here goes your question. Can the golden arm Bumrah find his golden form? Considering the conditions as it rained yesterday, what will be New Zealand's stake if golden Bumrah comes back? Sanchit, you were just talking about it, so please go ahead with that.
And
Yes.
Sanchit,
go on.
Yeah, so as I said, Bumrah is going to be our pick of the day for today's play, especially with the conditions that are there in Southampton right now, and also given the fact that he hasn't had a good game so far. So he will be desperate to be proving out to all the people who had doubted him about in this format. So I'm really looking forward to that one battle, as I said, Kane Williamson versus Bumrah. And if we actually get into the tail of New Zealand, and we know how difficult it is for India to wrap up the tail in the recent times, but I feel we are actually blessed with a bowler like Bumrah who can actually help us to tackle that threat of tail enders wagging against us. So if we get into the tail and let's say we have New Zealand 6 down before they reach the 150 runs mark, then Bumrah is going to run havoc in that New Zealand lower order. So that is where I think Bumrah will be our X factor when he's bowling against the tail. But apart from Bumrah, I think our other pacers like Shami and Ishant, they are also going to be massive in this game. Ashwin, given the conditions that are there right now and the outfield being wet and the pitch being moist, I think he's not going to be that effective. I hope I'm proven wrong, to be honest. But I'm really looking forward to see how our pacers come back in this game.
उसके ऊपर उसने मैसेज किया है कि ये क्वेश्चन संचित एंड यथर्थ को आंसर करना है. उसके ऊपर उसने लिखा है कि वेट चारों का आंसर करना है, तो पहले तो डिसाइड कर कि किसको आंसर करना है.
He's that guy is actually hosting the show from the comment section. उसका skill level देख लो. But really, there's an interesting question by Sanjay. So Afzal, I would like you to answer this. कि अभी actually the guy mentioned कि pitch has been under the cover for almost 2 days. So how would it benefit our Indian bowlers?
So, जब पिच इतने टाइम के लिए कवर्स के अंडर होती है ना, तो मॉइस्चर जम जाता है पिच के टॉप लेयर पे. तो वहां पे जो सीम मूवमेंट, स्विंग मूवमेंट होनी चाहिए ना, वो ज्यादा इफेक्टिव हो जाएगी बॉलर्स के लिए. जो सेकंड एंड थर्ड डे पे जितना भी प्ले हुआ उसमें भी दोनों टीम के बॉलर्स को मिली थी. सो ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है कि मूवमेंट कभी थी नहीं विकेट में जिससे बहुत ज्यादा फर्क पड़ेगा कल का पूरा डे वॉश आउट होने की वजह से. लेकिन मदद जरूर मिलेगी. स्टार्टिंग का जो 1 घंटा होगा वहाँ वो बहुत क्रूशियल होगा हमारे लिए, बिकॉज उन लोग की न्यूजीलैंड की सबसे जो एक्सपीरियंस पेयर है वो अभी बैटिंग कर रहा है और उनमें किसी एक को आउट करना बहुत क्रूशियल होगा उनके मैच जीतने के चांसेस को कम करने के लिए। तो इसीलिए हमारे बॉलर्स को स्टार्टिंग का 1 घंटा यूटिलाइज करना पड़ेगा। और जैसे ही हमने ब्रॉडकास्ट में और कई रिपोर्ट्स पढ़ी है कि जो ड्यूक्स बॉल है वो स्टार्टिंग में उतना स्विंग नहीं करता है, बट जितना जितना पुराना होता जाता है वैसा उसका जो स्विंग होना है वो ज्यादा इंप्रूव होता जाता है। तो हमें वो भी देखने मिलेगा कि आज जो सुबह की कंडीशंस है, ओवरकास्ट इंग्लिश कंडीशंस, वहां पर कैसा हमारे बॉलर्स उस ओल्ड बॉल को एक्सप्लॉइट करते हैं और सामने ऑपोजिशन की विकेट्स लेते हैं।
Yeah, interesting, really interesting. Bharat, tell me one thing. What is your expectation कि ये न्यूजीलैंड की इनिंग्स कहाँ तक चलेगी? Will it be a lead by New Zealand? Like, would we be in a lead by the end of this innings? What's the situation?
अगेन डिपेंड्स कि कितना स्विंग मिल रहा है और हमारे बॉलर्स कैसा परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं। वी डोंट वांट देम टू कंटिन्यू व्हाट हैपेंड डे बिफोर यस्टरडे। मतलब दे हैव टू गेट बैक टू देयर गोल्डन फॉर्म एंड देन स्टार्ट गेटिंग द विकेट्स, अर्ली विकेट्स। अब जाके आप सर्टेन इंटरवल्स पे जाके विकेट लोगे, फिर वो तो अपना काम करके चले जाएंगे। if Kane Williamson and Ross Taylor are there for another 1 hour 2 hours, then वो तो अपना काम करके चले जाएंगे। फिर उनकी बैटिंग till 10 नंबर है, तो we have to get those early wickets and then ये मिनिमाइज करना पड़ेगा जितना भी वो लोग लीड लेने वाले होंगे। अगर 17 से पहले आउट हो जाएंगे तो वेरी गुड फॉर अस, बट लीड को मिनिमम रखना पड़ेगा टू विन दिस मैच इफ एट ऑल वी आर विनिंग।
Yes, sir. I agree with that. Interesting comment over here by Sandraj Brad mentioning everyone is saying that it will be draw, but if we get New Zealand all out early, there is a chance for win and in the knockout curse. Yata, do you agree with that?
Exactly. I was about to say that New Zealand, all the wickets are most probably to fall like a night pin, because the first day when India batted, it was officially day 2. India batted really well, 144 for 3. But next day pitch was under all sorts of cover. Outfield was slow. India just bundled out in one and a half session. So similarly, New Zealand batted one day, and it was perfect batting conditions. Sun was out. Outfield was pretty. It was pretty the normal one, but again, now the pitch is under all sorts of dampening, and as of the said, there would be a lot more of moisture. So I'm expecting if we can actually get help with the pitch, because now it's all going our way. It has been covered for almost a day or so. So I think maybe we can get them out in the first session, or maybe in first session and another 10 to 15 overs. So then India is back in the game. But if they continue to bat well, because it is going to be very tough for the New Zealand bowlers to bat in these sort of conditions, it will take testing. But if Williamson and Ross Taylor sets and bat till the session, I think India is out of the winning equation, and then only thing we can concentrate is to draw the match.
Yeah. You mentioned कि फटाफट wickets निकालने पड़ेंगे. Varnata, which bowlers are you rooting for these quick wickets to go down? Because like कुछ भी हो, Kane Williamson और Taylor जब तक है, it is a big threat for India's hopes.
I think I'll go with Bumrah, as Sanchit mentioned. So like he has to get back to his form and then start taking. वो जल्दी से wickets चटकाने पड़ेंगे, and the second one would be Ashwin. तो ये दोनों को जल्दी से कोई भी आए विकेट्स ले लो, बस मुझे उससे मतलब है, कोई भी ले ले, बट वी हैव टू गेट देम ऑल आउट एज सून एज पॉसिबल। अगर वो जल्दी से हो गया तो वी विल बी वेरी हैप्पी। दैट्स इट।
वर्नता का एजेंडा इज वेरी क्लियर कि उसको बस मैच जीतनी है। तुम लोग देख लो कैसे करना है। आई डोंट केयर मच अबाउट। आई एम मैनेजर बाय एनी चांस? Anyway, Yata, next question to you. Sanchit, next question to you. There's a comment over here mentioning, can we see a sporting declaration from Kane? Very difficult from my perspective. What's your take on this?
To be honest, given the record that New Zealand has had in the knockout stages, lots of heartbreaks they have had since the last 20 years, and especially Kane had to endure all of that. So sporting declaration like they did it in Lords just recently, I think it's really looking unlikely, to be very honest, because even New Zealand, हम लोग जितना बोल रहे हैं कि they are in a comfortable position, but they actually have it in the, I think mental aspect of the game is going to be very crucial on this day, because India will be looking, India are actually going to enjoy this little phase, because they are the best when they are down and out, just like today. So they will be coming all guns blazing, and the only objective for New Zealand is to survive this today's play. So that is where I think New Zealand might just struggle. So as all of you as guys said, that a collapse could happen possibly. So that is going to be interesting. So I don't see a sporting declaration by Kane in this match. I think he will be really happy with a draw if things go wrong in this today's. But they could even win it without a sporting declaration. I hope that doesn't happen. If they bat out the entire day and have a lead of around 150, 160 and have India batting tomorrow under tough condition, that is the only way they can look to exploit. But Sporting declaration, I actually
Very
do
different.
without.
Yeah, I know Kane Williamson is a very good guy around, but इतना भी अच्छा नहीं है कि वो सीधा मैच हाथ के मैच दे देगा कि देख ले लो भी तुम लोग. Anyway, there's an interesting comment by Arvind Pillai mentioning it's somewhat in the mindset. If we play to win, we have a higher chance of being in the game and getting a game right. What do you guys think about the mental aspect of our players? Yatha, this one's to you, especially considering you're a cricketer.
I think India has nothing to lose from here because we are already, New Zealand already has a lead. So if you consider India, as Sanchit mentioned, India would be going with all guns blazing. So the conditions are pretty much tougher. In the conditions that India batted, it's kind of similar. So it would take testing on the New Zealand batsman. But I think Ravi Shastri would also have a hand with the word of his guys. So if they come out and show some sort of character, at least 50% of the character which they showed in Australia series, then this game is not going anywhere else. It's coming back to India.
Interesting. Afzal, what's your take on this?
So, जैसा यथर्थ ने बोला कि ऑब्वियसली इंडिया के पास खोने के लिए कुछ है नहीं. आप ऑलरेडी गेम में थोड़ा पीछे हो क्योंकि आपने पहले बैटिंग कर ली है, आपने कुछ बड़ा टोटल बोर्ड पे लगाया है नहीं. अब आप बॉलिंग कर रहे हो, आपने ऑलरेडी 100 रन दे दिए और आपके पास सिर्फ 2 ही विकेट्स है. सो अभी गेम में आप थोड़ा पीछे हो न्यूजीलैंड से, तो अभी आपको वो मेंटल स्ट्रेंथ जो आपने ऑस्ट्रेलिया में दिखाई थी, जो मेंटल स्ट्रेंथ आप हर बार दिखाते आ रहे हो, वो आपको वापस एक बार दिखानी पड़ेगी. आपको उसी इंटेंसिटी से जाना होगा कि आपको सामने वाली टीम के 18 विकेट लेने हैं. आपके दिमाग में अभी भी आप एक विन को रूल आउट नहीं कर रहे हो एज आप प्लेयर्स हो, तो आप अभी भी उसी माइंडसेट से जाओगे कि आप 18 विकेट्स ले सकते हो. आपके पास बॉलिंग अटैक है जो 18 विकेट्स लेने की क्षमता रखता है. और शायद वही हमें आज पहले 1-1.5 घंटे में देखने मिलेगा कि इंडिया टीम जिस इंटेंसिटी के साथ आएगी वो हमें बता देगी कि क्या वो एक जीत के लिए खेलने वाले हैं या क्या वो एक ड्रॉ और जॉइंट विनर्स के टैग से खुश है.
That's interesting. Also, I feel somewhere Ishant Sharma has got a lot of important role to play. I remember Lords का जो win था हम लोग का 2014 में, the way he bowled, the constant bouncers and everything, I somewhere feel कि he is going to be very crucial. Bharat, do you agree with that?
Yes, I agree with that. But before going to that, I wanted to comment on this mental aspect of the players. So,
sure.
This is a final, and batting आज न्यूजीलैंड को पूरी दिन करनी पड़ेगी if they are going with a mindset to win this match. तो पूरा दिन उनको बचाना इस कंडीशंस में wherein moisture है फील्ड के ऊपर और इतनी इजी नहीं रहेगी आपको चौका मारना जितने इजी से आप परसों मार रहे थे. तो ये सारी चीजें कंसिडर करके सारा प्रेशर अभी न्यूजीलैंड के ऊपर है. एंड कंसिडरिंग वो फिर से कल बैटिंग करेंगे तो कल स्पिन भी प्ले में आएगा. तो अगर आप प्रेशर देखोगे तो न्यूजीलैंड के ऊपर अभी ज्यादा है. एंड बोथ द कैप्टन्स आई थिंक दे विल बी गोइंग फॉर अ विन इंस्टेड ऑफ जस्ट ड्रॉइंग द मैच. तो प्रेशर वाइज तो इंडिया के ऊपर थोड़ा कम है, एज एवरीवन मेंशन्ड दैट हमारे के पास कुछ खोने के लिए नहीं है. बट अगेन इट डिपेंड्स हाउ द फर्स्ट सेशन गोस. फर्स्ट सेशन के बाद सब कुछ पता चल जाएगा कि क्या होने वाला है.
Seriously, but then Bharat, I'll also ask you a question regarding Ishant Sharma because somewhere I feel he is the guy जो पूरा जो Lords में उसने किया था, he's going to recreate it. Somewhere I have a feeling about it. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I don't know. I'm getting this feeling that जितना सब कुछ हमने लॉर्ड्स में किया था और पहले भी किया था, सब कुछ रिपीट होने वाला है. And we are going to get back into an action and then जल्दी से विकेट्स लेके हम we will come back to this game. And somewhere I feel ईशांत ने up to the mark अपनी performance नहीं दी थी last decade. Then I hope he comes back today and recreates what he has done in the past. So I totally agree with you.
Interesting comment by cricket gaming motion करके Kunal and Sanika. What do you think? Can India win?
Yes.
Yeah, simple answer, simple question, simple answer. Yes, but then you see, situation ऐसा है ना कि we are in a difficult situation right now, tricky situation, difficult नहीं कह सकता हूँ. But then what I've seen from this Indian team is कि ऐसे situations में these people have come out strong. Be it the Australia tour, मतलब जहाँ पर first match 36 all out and next match onwards without Virat Kohli. Like, can you imagine Australia में without Kohli तुम लोग खेल रहे हो, new captain injured and everything, उसके बावजूद जीतना in that sense. So वो मुझे काफी अच्छा लगता है Indian team का. So somewhere I feel they're going to bounce back. An interesting comment by Suresh Kumar as well. Indian bowlers had 2 days for rectifying their mistakes, and today definitely Indian bowlers will bowl in good areas and they will get early wickets. Yatha, tell me one thing. Indian bowlers ने mistake किए थे उस दिन, or was it the New Zealand batsmen doing really well?
Look, it's mix of both because India bowlers bowled a bit too short and bit too full. So I think there was a trick when they missed it. But you also need to give credit. They batted superbly well. Conditions were a bit slight slight on the easier side, but it's still it takes temperament to bat whole day long, and not giving up easy wickets or so. But Indian even New Zealand bowlers were off shape when they came to bowl. Tim Southee starting with the loose ball to Rohit Sharma. Similarly, Indian were so I think it's kind of head to head. But if India comes back soon, then and if they perform way more than the capacity which they did on day 2, then I think we may had a lead over the win. But if it's same kind of rivalry like on day 2 India performed, day 3 New Zealand, so then I think this match is only going to be a draw one.
Interesting. Let's do one thing. थोड़ा Southampton पे जाते हैं, भारत अमीर से माहौल देखते हैं कि क्या हो रहा है, क्या चल रहा है उनका, and let's enjoy the video.
Day 5, here we are at breakfast once again, ahead of what should be some play because we've got clear weather. I feel like I'm making you two go head to head. I got my 2 power sources here. This is all the knowledge I need to find out what India need to do to get to the trophy. That's it, simple. Right now we've got a couple of days left. What I know we love it. We love this country. We love this phrase in this country. Is what's the roadmap to success? Akshay.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I think it's a very difficult road to success. I think with 2 days left, it's almost not enough time, but it's possible. We've seen miracles happen before, and there is a play, but it needs to go exactly how we want it to go. So, we've got 196 overs left in the day, 198 overs left in the 2 days. So, we've got to get early wickets, first of all, today. There is cloud cover, it's dry all day, there is cloud cover. We have to get our swing bowlers on early. I think we made a mistake bowling Bumrah opening instead of Shami, who swings the ball a lot more. I think today we have to give Shami the ball from ball 1. We have to get 3 wickets in the first session. That puts them under pressure to have two sessions left in the day to bat with only their tail. And if we can get them all out by the second session and we start batting in the third session, even if they've got equal score, we can then bat really attackingly, get some sort of lead to go into next day. But I think we have to be very flexible with our batting. We can't have Pujara at 3, Rahane at 5. In a normal test match, yes, this isn't a normal test match anymore. This is a cup final. We have to get our attacking players at the top, give ourselves maybe 30, 40 overs, turn it into almost a T20 or a one-day game, get as many runs as possible, as quickly as possible, and really show some intent to go for the win.
So that strategy almost lends itself quite well to our guys because they can play like that. We can turn on the heat. So you want to see, when we get to that ground today, you want to see that Shami's out bowling and we're out to get a few more wickets because we just got that momentum going towards the end of play on Sunday, and it's like, and then... Sunday? Yeah, I know, that feels like days ago. Yeah, it was Sunday that we last played. So who are the key players? Okay, we've identified Shami, but then when it comes to maybe getting the runs later on or overall, who really needs to step up now?
Do you know what? I think as we've seen over the last 6 months with India, it's not necessarily been individuals. The team has stepped up, and this is a perfect opportunity to show if we can turn it around, why we deserve to be the World Test Champions. Odds are against us right now. New Zealand are in the driving seat. They're about 115, 120 runs, or just under that behind us, with 8 wickets to go. As Akshay said, the first session is key. He said 3 wickets. We probably need more than that. We know it can happen in Test cricket. Anything can happen in Test cricket. 1 session can change the game. So we're going to need 2 sessions that go our way today. Skittle them out as low as possible, and hopefully Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill can give us a fantastic start like they did in the first innings, but like Akshay said, with a bit more intent from our team to give us a chance to win.
One point I just want to make, we have to get 18 wickets, they have to get 10 wickets. So obviously it's in their favour at the moment. But one key thing is that tomorrow the sun's out, it's 21 degrees, it's day 6, right? And we've got 2 spinners. So I think tomorrow they're going to be key to get 10 wickets in a day to win the match. Having our 2 spinners on a dry deck, there's been a fair bit of cricket on as well. I think spin will be king tomorrow, and if we can get that far, we're in a position to win. Ashwin and Jadeja can do a lot of damage.
And just to add to that, right, I think this will be the toughest conditions New Zealand have batted in. So hopefully our seam attack can capitalise on that. And like Akshay said, if we're bowling tomorrow, first ever time, day 6 in cricket, then our spinners can capitalise. So there are things that can go in our favour. We just need to execute our plans. And and we'll back the boys.
This is what it sounds like. So it sounds like all the potential's there. You know, all the parts are there, all the components are in place. We just need to kind of go, come on, let it all click and come together.
As we've learned over the last 6 months, if any team can make the impossible possible, it's Team India.
Nicely said by Amish over there. If there's any team that can make impossible possible, that's Team India.
Yeah. And there's a comment on Insta by Akhil. Did India made a mistake by not playing with 4 pacers on the fast track? So Afzal, do you want to go?
So ये डिबेट हर किसी ने छेड़ा था जब टीम अनाउंस हुई थी और जब वॉश आउट हो गया था, लेकिन इंक्लूडिंग द कोच के बोला है ब्रॉडकास्टर को कि ये हमारी स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट 11 है, ये हमारा एक स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट बॉलिंग अटैक है जो हम किसी भी कंडीशंस में इनको हमारे बेस्ट 5 बॉलर्स कंसिडर करते हैं। तो जब टीम मैनेजमेंट ने खुद आके क्लैरिफाई कर दिया है कि उनको कोई शक नहीं है अपने 2 स्पिनर्स और 3 पेसर्स के बॉलिंग अटैक में, तो हमें उन पे कॉन्फिडेंस दिखाना चाहिए और हमें ये देखना चाहिए कि अश्विन ने ही हमें अपना पहला विकेट दिलाया था इस मैच में। तो आप ये नहीं कह सकते कि आपको सिर्फ 4 पेसर्स खिलाने थे, आप स्पिनर को क्यों खिला रहे हो एक्स्ट्रा। जब वो स्पिनर हर कंडीशन में इफेक्टिव है, वो स्पिनर के पास एबिलिटी है कि वो आपको विकेट निकाल के दे सकता है, तो आप उसे स्पिनिंग कंडीशंस में भी खिलाओगे, आप उन्हें सीमिंग कंडीशन में भी खिलाओगे, एज लॉन्ग एज वो आपको परफॉर्म करके दे रहा है।
Sanjit,
agree with that?
Yes, I completely agree with that. And also what Amish had said in that video, ki on day 6 that is going to be the first time that is going to happen. So tabhi tak lots of cricket will be played on this pitch. So it will get drier and drier, and that is where our bowlers like Ashwin and Jadeja will thrive the most. But also today I feel a certain bowler would be enjoying bowling as well, and that is Jadeja, because abhi for the openers they were left-handers, so we didn't see Jadeja too much into the equation, and also the pitch is slightly on the slower side with all the rain that has come. So Jadeja wasn't used. The spinners weren't effective that much. I know Ashwin took a wicket, but before that he wasn't expected to do well because of the conditions. But I feel now as the game will progress, I think Jadeja is going to be very crucial, especially given the right-handers that are set to come. So Jadeja has a good record against Ross Taylor for that. In fact, he has taken 2 wickets by giving away only 28 runs. So that is where I think India would be likely to exploit the threat of Ross Taylor, along with bowling a seamer from the other end. That is, I feel Ishant Sharma would be bowling in tandem with Jadeja, because Ishant also has a good record against Ross Taylor. He has taken 4 wickets of Taylor, giving away 116 runs. But the 4 wickets tally is it's where we should be focusing at. And I think I completely agree with what Amish and Akshay had said in that video. It is New Zealand who are in the driving seat, and we have to do something different than what we are known for to have to force a result in our favor. So maybe a flexibility in the batting order when we come into bat, that could be a good thing, as Akshay rightly pointed out. So we saw yesterday, to be in fact, when they took a new ball and Ashwin actually went against their bowling, and we scored at a quicker rate with the new ball. So that is where I think we could be looking to exploit. So maybe if we have a flexible order, and hypothetically let's say we promote someone like Rishabh Pant at number 3 and have a go against the new ball pacers and with the new ball as well, so we could go at a quicker rate. Yes, the threat of losing quick wickets is a thing to worry about, but we are already behind in this test match, so we have to do something different, and we have to be bold in our approach. So I think the intensity which we need to play at with the ball and with the bat, that is going to decide the game in our favor. So lastly, I would like to, as Afzal rightly said, the intensity that Indian team will be coming on to ball in the first session, that is going to decide what Team India will be happy with, a draw or a win.
Completely agree with that. Yeah. You have a question? Okay, anyway. So, Afzal, tell me one thing. जो मैंने तीनों को पूछा, I just wanted to ask you as well. 2 दिन पहले जब we had taken Conway out, उसके बाद bad night announce हो गया था. Somewhere we all agree कि अगर और 5 या 10 overs खेल लेते, then maybe we could have seen another wicket falling, क्योंकि काफी pressure था तब न्यूजीलैंड पर.
हाँ, क्योंकि आपके पास दो न्यू बैटर्स थे क्रीज पे, तो आपके पास विकेट लेने का चांस था वहीं पे। रॉस टेलर को आप एक वल्नरेबल पोजीशन में डाल सकते, वो 10-12 ओवर का प्ले जो शायद उस दिन हो जाता, जो बैड लक की वजह से नहीं देखने मिला हमें। तो अगर वो होता तो शायद अभी हम 3 या 4 विकेट गिरा चुके होते न्यूजीलैंड के, और अच्छी स्थिति में होते रिजल्ट फोर्स करने के लिए। बट कोई बात नहीं, हमारे पास उतनी बॉलिंग लाइनअप है जो उनके बचे हुए 18 विकेट जो हमें निकालने हैं मैच जीतने के लिए वो निकाल सकते हैं। बट बात ये आ जाएगी कि आपके पास क्या इतना टाइम बचा है टेस्ट मैच में कि आप रिजल्ट फोर्स कर पाओ, क्योंकि आपको भी बैटिंग करनी है, आपको भी एक सब्सटैंशियल लीड बनानी होगी 100 से 150 रनों की, जो आप चौथी इनिंग्स में सामने वाले को एक टारगेट दे पाओ रेस्पेक्टेबल, ताकि आप मैच में रिजल्ट फोर्स कर सको। तो मुझे लगता है कि शायद वो ही एस्पेक्ट है जहाँ पे ये टेस्ट मैच का मजा खराब होने वाला है कि आपके पास क्या सफिशिएंट टाइम बचा है मैच में रिजल्ट फोर्स करने के लिए।
I agree with that. Also, Yata, tell me one thing. What can the Indian bowlers improve on, like considering the second day जो हम लोग ने खेला था?
Look, the most important thing is not considering upon the seam and trying to swing the ball, because that's what the New Zealand bowlers did and try to just restrict the Indian batsmen. So again, we need to ensure a win for India. We need to get them out in 1.5 days, and then in the rest of the day, 1.5 days we have to bat, and another next session we have to bat in the morning, so that we can have at least 2 sessions of play for the bowlers to get them out. And as they said in the video, Ashwin and Jadeja on a day 6 pitch, and Southampton, the pitch would be absolutely deteriorated. Then both the spinners would come into party, and then we can actually take the 10 wickets like quick nightfall. So Ashwin and Jadeja together, and today in the bowling I would like to see Mohammad Shami to start with someone like Ishant Sharma, because Jasprit Bumrah, he is a bowler who can also perform with the old ball. So giving the new ball to Mohammad Shami, looking for early swing and getting early wickets, I think that's going to be key. So Mohammad Shami and Ishant to start for today.
Okay, Sanjay, do you agree?
Yes, definitely agree with the conditions that are there. The seamers will be the bowlers starting for the day. Yes, as Ayathat rightly pointed out, that Bumrah will be more lethal with the older ball, and we know that the Duke's ball gets harder and harder to face as it gets older. And I think Bumrah, we should save someone like Bumrah for maybe Kane Williamson and also the tail enders, because that is going to be battle to watch out for. We have always struggled against tail ender, as I said earlier. So maybe Bumrah, we should save Bumrah for that phase. Maybe keep him fresh for that. And Ishant and Shami, they know, because of their experience in the English condition, they have toured for the last 2 tours in 2014 and 2018, and their experience with the Duke's ball, I think that will come in handy, because this is where I think these players needs to step up, not just with the batting aspect. The experience of the players will come in very handy in the last 2 days, and that is where our pacers like Ishant and Shami, they are going to thrive really well.
जब यतत ने डे 2 बोला था ना, मैं सोच रहा था कि डे 2 मतलब
कब हुआ था?
कौन सा डे
2-3 दिन पहले कुछ तो हुआ था. Anyway, Afzal, you want to say something on this?
यस, तो मेरा बोलना ये था कि जैसा बोल रहे हैं सब कि हमें दोनों एंड से पेसर्स के साथ अटैक करना चाहिए, लेकिन हमें ये चीज़ भी ध्यान में रखनी होगी कि बहुत सारे फुटमार्क्स है अभी विकेट में, बिकॉज पिच इतनी देर तक अंडर कवर्स थी, इसीलिए वहाँ पे फुटमार्क्स हो गए हैं बॉलर्स की, फास्ट बॉलर्स की वजह से। तो हमें उसे एक्सप्लॉइट करने के लिए देखना चाहिए। ऐसा ना हो कि हम सिर्फ स्विंग बॉलिंग पे फोकस करते हुए वो फुटमार्क्स को एक्सप्लॉइट करना भूल जाए। आप अगर एक एंड से स्पिनर लगा देंगे, जो अश्विन इतने इफेक्टिव रहे, उन्होंने एक विकेट भी लिया है, अगर हम, मुझे बहुत सरप्राइज नहीं होगा कि अगर पहले 15-20 ओवर के बाद आप एक एंड से अश्विन या एक एंड से जडेजा को नहीं देखे तो।
Cool. That's actually something we don't भूल रहे हैं कि we are always complaining कि spinners क्यों है, but then we actually have to absolutely match winner spinners जो actually match turn around कर सकते हैं, Jadeja and Ashwin as well. Interesting comment by Sanjay Bakam mentioning 3-4 questions उसने एक ही comment में डाला. I'll just pick the first question as of now. Who is your key pick in the Indian bowling lineup? Yatharth, one name.
Who is your
key pick in the Indian bowling lineup?
I think it's definitely going to be Shami, because the way he bowled, I think he had absolutely nothing, but he gave his 100%. So Shami, no doubt.
Okay, Sanchit?
I actually don't have one name, but if I have to pick one name given the current context, it has to be Ishant Sharma, because of his experience and his record against Ross Taylor. So when they come on to ball, I think Ishant Sharma will be my key pick, in at least till the time these two players are there.
Interesting.
So I don't want to leave Bumrah out of this discussion. For me, Jasprit Bumrah will be the pick, because he has that knack of picking wickets in bulk. So हमें शायद वो देखने मिलेगा, क्योंकि हमें इस सिचुएशन में वही चाहिए आपके बॉलर से कि आप 3-4 विकेट्स जल्दी ले सके, और बुमराह के पास वो एबिलिटी है कि वो लगातार लंबे स्पेल डालकर विकेट्स निकाल सकते हैं।
Yeah, before we ask a question to Varnata, पहले Varnata, where do you keep going? Is there again some network issues over there? Are there some network issues over there? Oh God. Okay. Okay. Anyway, any weather update, Vandana? Did you check in between? सब कुछ sorted है ना अब तक?
Sorted है.
Awesome, awesome. So there's a question for you specifically, Vandana, by Sanjay mentioning कि who is your key pick in the Indian bowling lineup?
आज के लिए it would be बुमराह. We know his capabilities. अभी अफजल ने बात की थी उसकी, तो hit quick wickets, जल्दी से wickets चटकाने हैं. तो I think Bumrah will be my pick, and Ishant Sharma's experience would be another pick. So Ishant and Bumrah, I'll go with them.
Cool. If you could talk about
you know what the result we want.
ये तुम लोग strategy वाली चीज तुम लोग देख लो, मेरे को result चाहिए. That's it. Anyway, let's focus a little bit on New Zealand batting as well, because somewhere these people are doing something very much right. मतलब जिस तरीके से bat कर रहे हैं, they are making it look kind of easy. And जिस तरीके से they have reached 100 for losing just 2 wickets, it's really commendable. Sanchit, which batsman would be the biggest threat, or which partnership would be the biggest threat?
You know, there is actually a misconception that New Zealand batting is overly dependent upon Ross Taylor and Kane Williamson, and उसके बाद कुछ नहीं रहता. So that is not the thing, to be honest, because we have seen what kind of an impact Henry Nichols has had in the middle order for New Zealand in the last couple of years. Means that guy has an average of 43 while batting, and that isn't a joke for a middle order batsman. So he's definitely going to be a threat. And along with that, of course, who could forget the underrated? I think he's the dark knight of New Zealand cricket, BJ Watling, and he's playing in his final Test match for New Zealand. What a player he has been for New Zealand, and he has always saved them from countless number of collapse. So these two players are definitely going to be the same level of threat as Williamson and Taylor. But उसके बाद जो आते हैं tail enders, De Grandhomme, Kyle Jamieson. So these players are known for their attacking aspect. So if New Zealand are closer to our target by the time these two players come in, I think they will be looking to attack and just keep on attacking our bowlers. So that is going to be really dangerous. So that is where I feel someone like Bumrah will come in handy. And even as Afzal said, maybe having a spinner from the other end wouldn't be a bad ploy either. So I really don't see New Zealand having just one or two key players. I think the entire batting lineup till the end is going to be really difficult, especially with the current situation of the match.
Yeah, Sachin, there's a guy, Pranav, who kind of agrees with you. He's mentioned Kane and BJ Watling. If they play together, it would be very tough. Yatharth, who is the biggest threat in the New Zealand batting lineup according to you?
I think Ross Taylor, because the style which he bats, he doesn't mind to take in, a 100 ball, get to a decent start. So he's someone like Chiteshwar Pujara, who starts slowly, but then he paces innings like no one else. So getting Ross Taylor out is definitely going to be a heck lot of innings. But if we get him early, then it's the right way to go. But I think it would be really tough to get Ross Taylor, because the mindset which he bats, he already stated that if they could have won the 2019 edition, he would have retired. But so it shows that he is desperately made, coming to, make New Zealand win. So the mindset will again play a major role.
Interesting. Afzal, do you agree with that?
No, actually, I agree with what Sanchit said, because for me, BJ Watling would be the dark horse, because he is playing his last game. He has a point to prove. He would want to finish on a high. And what better way to score a brilliant 50, 60 runs for your country and then take the trophy home. So it will be BJ Watling who I would pick for being the toughest batter for India right now. Because we don't want him to settle in, because if he settles in and provides a platform for attackers like Colin de Grandhomme and Kyle Jamieson, don't forget he has a 50 in New Zealand conditions, and he can swing his bat as well. So you don't want BJ Watling to lay the platform for these two attackers to come in and blast the Indian bowling lineup. So BJ Watling is my man.
In fact, Afzal is a guy who's actually spoken on your foundation. I just hope they don't post 100 plus lead with an attacking lower order. That's exactly what you said. If they settle ho gaya, lower order they might just get a big lead. One of the biggest threat in the New Zealand batting. तुम लोग देख लो यार.
चला गया. बट अभी ये बताओ, उनके लाइनअप में ऐसा कौन नहीं है जो बैट नहीं कर सकता? किससे थ्रेट नहीं अभी इंडिया? I mean, if we take Ross Taylor or Kane Williamson का विकेट, there is next one. If we take Watling का विकेट, there is next one. उसके बाद एक और विकेट लिया तो जेमिसन आ जाएगा, De Grandhomme आ जाएगा. They have like a complete batting lineup with all rounders. मतलब किससे हमें भी थ्रेट नहीं है. So our plan would be make a game plan for each of the batsmen and get them out, as early as possible, so that इतनी बड़ी लीड मिलने के बाद फिर तो कुछ होगा ही नहीं, फिर तो हमें बस जाके किसी तरह ड्रॉ कर देना होगा मैच. But then everybody right now is a threat मेरे लिए तो.
Don't forget Richard Kettlebell.
Oh God! I want that guy. I want that. Just it will be a dream come true for me. कि last session चल रहा है. India just need 1 wicket and last ball पे they go for a third umpire. And Richard Kettlebell has to give it wicket करके. That will be the moment for me. उसके लिए रुका हुआ है. Anyway, since we're getting to the last, very end of this morning show, let's just talk about gut feeling. Because I just saw a comment over here कि what is your gut feeling? A freakness of cricket, yeah, that's the comment. What is your gut feeling coming out for the match result, India or New Zealand or draw? I'll start with Varnata. Gut feeling, but I don't want to like sensible thought. तुम लोग को अंदर से क्या लग रहा है? जीतेंगे, हारेंगे, draw करेंगे, क्या होगा?
जीतेगा भाई, जीतेगा India.
Awesome, that's what I want to hear. Afzal?
I want India to win, but draw के अलावा कुछ और होने नहीं वाला.
Okay.
New Zealand comes to mind when I think about my mind.
Okay.
Sanjit.
To be honest, it's really difficult to manage emotional and being practical, especially in a big game like this. So, but gut feeling की बात करें, I think we will start off with an aggressive approach, but result-wise, we will fight hard, but the game might end in a draw or hopefully not a New Zealand victory. But I don't want to upset the viewers, but I don't see an Indian victory from this position realistically. But as Indian fans, we'll be there to cheer, and I hope to be proven wrong.
जैसे वरना हमेशा बोलती है अगर इंडिया हारी है तो बारिश होनी चाहिए.
Yeah. Sanjit, अगर मुश्किल पड़ेगा तो Sanjit, you have to come for tomorrow's show. Whenever you come, rain is there.
तो बात
Afzal, go on.
तो अगर ड्रॉ भी होता तो जॉइंट विनर्स का टैग मिलने वाला है. ऐसा नहीं है कि ट्रॉफी आगे साथ में लेके चले जाएगी. जो ड्रॉ भी है तो हम जॉइंट विनर्स रह के खुश है. ठीक है.
ठीक है.
इंडिया
इस पे एक और चीज ऐड करूंगी. सो पीपल वे सेइंग अगर ड्रॉ होता है तो किसी को याद नहीं रहेगा, बट शायद ये वाला याद रहेगा. जब भी बारिश देखोगे ये वाला याद रहेगा कि हाँ फाइनल था, बारिश में चला गया.
Completely agree with that. मतलब ये final कोई नहीं बोलने वाला. In fact, every rain anywhere is going to remind me of this draw or this win जो भी होगा. But I feel interesting match होना चाहिए. Like we as Bharat we have maintained it since the beginning of this show कि जो कुछ भी हो, जो कोई भी result हो, we want a good match. Even if it's a draw, we want a fighting draw. ऐसा नहीं कि दोनों टीम्स ने last दिन पे मांडवली करके रख लिया कि देख लो जो करना है दोनों draw कर देंगे. So we want an interesting match over here. Anyway, that's it from the show right now. We will catch up with you again for the during lunch and by the end of day's play. Let's hope कि आज बारिश और bad light spoil sport ना play करे. So Sanchit, Afzal, Varnata, Yatha, thank you so much for joining. This is BATV Fan Doosra show for the Test of Champions, powered by Dafa News. I'm Kunal. This is Sanika, and see you soon during lunch. Bye bye.